don't know if it's really good advice, but I'd say make the songwriting like the fun part. Don't try and write songs like to impress other people or like what you think they'll like. Write what like comes out of your soul, and that's when it's really good. Yeah, that was an adventure. It was a trail to Shipman. I don't know if you guys have ever done that hike, but it's like really muddy. I've done it a few times, but like before this, but I never really like went back because it's like, damn, this is so muddy. It's just like kind of a hassle. But he had this idea like, oh yeah, you can why don't you get into a mud puddle and like just like get mud all over you and like, okay, but why? He's like, it'll be very, very visceral, like poignant image. It will leave an impression in people's minds. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. This sounds cool. So we were searching for a very deep mud puddle for me to the deepest for me to climb into. And you know, it sounded a lot more fun before I actually did it. Once I started like stepping into this just foul smelling, warm, slushy mud, it was kind of freaky. And when I was 11, I was visiting a relative's dairy farm, and they have these like muck pit things, which is like these holes full of cow shit. And I stumbled into one accidentally, and I was by myself, and I kind of fell into it like quicksand, and I couldn't get out, and it was a very terrifying moment of my life. Like, I thought I was gonna die. I got up to my chin in cow shit before I crawled out. It's actually, yeah, a lot of people have drowned in those. Yeah, my Opa had a friend who died in it too. It's like, it's a thing.
Yeah, it happens, yeah, it's crazy, but yeah.
Yeah. So this was like reminding me of it, and I couldn't see how far down, like, each step, how deep the mud puddle would be.
It was, yeah.
But, so we filmed it, and I was kind of terrified during that part, which you can kind of see in my eyes in the video. I look like a freaking zombie crawling out of the mud. And then we walked all the way to the ocean, which was like 1.5 mile hike after that, and I'm completely covered in mud, barefoot. And Bub's like, whenever we're walking past people, he's like, hey, he's like, sorry, she had a little accident.
Please not. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What does it take to scrub off after something like that?
Yeah, you let Gus's ruins.
But yeah, so it was a beautiful filming day. Like, couldn't have asked for better weather and lighting and stuff. There's this one scene where you can see the light shining through the trees with like little spotlights. It's really nice. Any other questions?
So which song was the most difficult to develop, and what was the easiest to put together?
Good question.
Well, I'd say the ebb and flow, because when we actually first recorded it, like we recorded it at half the beats per minute that it was supposed to be, and then so he was like working on it and stuff, and he'd show me his ideas, and I was like, why does it sound so like so slow? I'm like, doesn't sound right. Like, it's supposed to be like poppy. And he's like, okay. And then finally I was like, wait a second, like, is it at 80 beats per minute? Because it's supposed to be 160. I'm like, oh, that's what. But it was my fault, because he asked me when we were recording it, and I was like, yeah, whatever. This sounds right. Yeah, and I talked about that when I was playing the song, about how really didn't want it to come out cheesy. We like had so many different lyric ideas, especially for that little bridge part where I talk about the redwood tree, and some of them were just like over the top cheesy. But at the idea, they're like, oh yeah, that sounds good. But then the next day we're like, no, that's shit. And the easiest, well, I would say to develop, I guess by default, Universe at Your Fingertips, just because we really didn't do much to change the song. It was my oldest song that's on the record, and it's pretty straightforward.
We also recorded a whole song called Stars
Oh yeah.
that didn't wind up making it.
Yeah.
That leads to the next question. So, do you have any plans for any future music that you're
I
thinking
do,
about?
yes. I hope to record like later this year. I have lots of song ideas and songs I'm already working on, and I feel like this next album will be even better than this one. I just learned a lot through this process of creating this album, and I feel more knowledgeable and equipped to write better stuff.
Going on tour anytime soon?
Don't know. I don't know. No, I guess not, but it's a possibility, like, but not right now.
Makes sense.
Later. It's kind of hard with, like, COVID restrictions and everything, so.
What are some of your plans for the future for your music? Do you have anything you're in the works or dreams or aspirations?
It's a secret. It's top secret.
Yeah.
I can't give away my dreams because then they might not come true.
Jinx it. Got lots of people on here that want to be your roadie.
Yes, yeah. A lot.
And
So, from you talk a lot about the real everyday, not everyday, but the real human aspect of your music. And some people are asking, like, from when are you speaking? Is it recent? Is it maybe more in the past?
Well, I guess it just depends on the songs. All my songs, I usually have like an emotion that's playing into the song. So yeah, I guess I don't ever think like, oh, I want to write a love song today. I have to like be in that emotional state in order to write a good song. Otherwise, it just feels like forced and overly cheesy. So I wait until the inspiration comes, and once I'm like in that flow, I just keep going and try not to look back until like it's gone. Not like critique the song too much until after. Like I feel like there's an initial state when you're in songwriting where you're utilizing your right brain a lot, and the later parts when you come back to it, like you use your left brain to be like, okay, how can I make this part better and like structure it better to be more palatable to people's ears. Yeah, that kind of thing. Is anybody else that like write songs, songwriter or artist? Yeah. You guys know what I mean, like when you're in the flow and you feel like this inspiration coming to you. Yeah. It's fun. It's my favorite